Man, the Nintendo Switch is really a great console. Nintendo really are masters of innovation, even if they've had a few mistakes in the past. You are not a mistake. Now, if there's anything you should know about me, it's that I'm a very nostalgic person. For example, I really look back on the time I graduated high school in 2013, because A, I got the out of high school, and B, that was the year I bought a Wii U. It was September 2013. I was about 2 weeks into a boring job, and I decided that it was time for me to buy the Wind Waker Deluxe set as a gift to myself. After all, I was really looking forward to the Wii U ever since I witnessed its confusing reveal back at E3 2011. But the 16-year-old Nintendo fan in me didn't care about how poorly put together the reveal was. I was just excited to finally play on a new Nintendo console, and one that actually had HD graphics. You see, I was the Nintendo kid back in high school, much like I am today. Only back then, I was made fun of for it. Because according to these other kids who bought Call of Duty and Madden every single year, Nintendo was only for children. Well, joke's on them, because the Wii U was getting Aliens, Colonial Marines, Metro Last Light, and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Online. Oh, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Online was a thing. I forgot about that. Oh well, at least I could check my BMI in the privacy of my Wii U gamepad. Alright, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. We all know it, I'm not gonna hide it. The Wii U was Nintendo's biggest flop since the Virtual Boy. Which, if you think about it, really goes to show how bad the Virtual Boy was. Was it a handheld? Was it not? I don't know. Only 14 games were released for it in North America, so that should tell you something. With that in mind, the Wii U is considered their worst-selling home console in their history, having sold only 13.5 million units in its roughly 4-year life cycle. But why was that? The console had Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Those two games alone should have moved units. Well, it was due to a number of factors, like the lack of third-party support. But yet again, third-party support stopped coming when Nintendo wasn't moving Wii U consoles. So what really was to blame? Simple. It was the piss-poor marketing of the system and its main feature, the Wii U gamepad. If you look at the Wii U's initial reveal, Nintendo focused mainly on the controller, not the system itself. I guarantee you that if they showed the console first, they would have sold maybe 5 million more units, give or take. Now, most of the general public doesn't watch E3, but that still doesn't change the fact that every bit of the Wii U's advertising still focused more on the controller than the console. Even the box shows the gamepad front and center. Now, that Wii U system behind said gamepad is a different system than the Wii, but it doesn't look that much different, does it? So if the average consumer were to walk into a game store and see a Wii U box, they're probably going to think that the Wii U was just a tablet expansion for the Wii. It seems to me that Nintendo relied way too heavily on the Wii branding to try and sell a Wii U. And to be honest, I don't blame them too much. I mean, back then, everyone wanted a Wii. Everyone tried to buy a Wii at some point, and I feel like at some point we all had a Wii just sitting in our living room collecting dust or not collecting dust. It was that huge of a product. So naturally, people would want a Wii U, right? Well, that wasn't the case, and only a small amount of hardcore Nintendo fans such as me bought the Wii U. And I don't know a single Wii U owner that regretted their purchase. In spite of its flaws, the Wii U era was an interesting and unique time for Nintendo. I think that due to the Wii U's lack of success, they invested in ideas to really try and get the ball rolling. I mean, who would have thought that we'd see the sequel to Bayonetta exclusive to a Nintendo console? That's right, if it weren't for Nintendo, Bayonetta would have stopped at the first game. Oh, and speaking of the first game, they packaged it in with 2 for free. Either that or both games were $30, but it certainly didn't feel that way. I honestly would have never even gotten into Bayonetta if it weren't for me wanting to buy and play just about every Wii U exclusive. Let's also not forget that Nintendo turned Zelda into a hack-and-slash game with Hyrule Warriors. This was a fun and refreshing spin-off to hold us over until Breath of the Wild would come out 2.5 years later. And let's not forget about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Great game, terrible title. I think Nintendo realized how much they screwed up calling the Wii U and decided to be incredibly specific with their game titles from that point onward. Like, hey guys, let's call this the new Nintendo 3DS XL because it is a new Nintendo 3DS XL. Anyway, back to Smash. I think we can all agree, now that Ultimate's been released on the Switch, that there really isn't any point to playing Smash for Wii U or 3DS at all. But I have to give this game credit for including some of the best third-party character reveals in the series. Mega Man, Pac-Man, Ryu, Bayonetta, and what? Cloud? Final Fantasy VII hasn't even been on a Nintendo console at that point, and yet it's getting more representation in Smash than PlayStation All-Stars. What timeline is this? It's important to note that these games I just mentioned came out in 2014, and earlier that year we got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Mario Kart 8, so it was a really damn good year. And to top it all off, to anyone who bought Mario Kart 8, they got a Club Nintendo voucher to redeem one of these games for free. So not only did I get Mario Kart 8 that day, I also got Pikmin 3. It was a damn good day. But before 2014, Nintendo played it really safe with the Wii U. And I mean safe. Seriously, New Super Mario Bros. U was the first game revealed for the Wii U. How much safer could you get? Yeah, the Wii U's first year lineup was mostly filled with some not so amazing first-party titles and a ton of third-party ports of games that came out months or years prior. Hey, that sounds familiar. 2013 was also the first year Nintendo decided to no longer do E3 press conferences, which of course meant doom and gloom to the Nintendo haters. To be fair, I would have also stopped doing press conferences if the last press conference I did ended with this.
And let's finish with one more walk through the theme park.
As far as E3 Nintendo Directs go, this was not the best one to start off with, especially when Microsoft and Sony were at each other's throats with their next-gen boxes. We all know who won that battle, though.
$399.
Whew, I still get chills. The E3 2013 Direct wasn't bad per se, but like everything else Nintendo did in 2013, it played things very safe. You want Mario Kart? Here you go. You want Smash Bros? Here you go. How about a new 3D Mario game? Oh god damn it! This is what you call a 3D Mario game, Nintendo? A sequel to 3D Land, which was on a handheld? Yeah, I was pretty salty when Super Mario 3D World came out. I wanted another 3D Mario akin to 64, Sunshine, and even Galaxy 1 and 2. Instead, we got 2D Mario in a 3D space. But hey, now that we have a real 3D Mario game on the Switch, I've grown a little more fond of 3D World. It's a very well-made game with some great level design, art, music, you name it. I just don't think it was exactly what 3D Mario fans wanted at the time. Earlier that year though, we got the Wind Waker HD, the first HD remake that Nintendo's worked on. And what an HD remake it was. It had been a while since I played Wind Waker when I got the HD version, so to relive that game with significant visual and quality of life improvements was fantastic. After the period of 2012 to 2013 was over, 2014 and beyond was filled with ups and downs. Granted, those downs were really down, but those ups were way up there. Like, remember when Nintendo was doomed because they decided not to do E3 press conferences anymore? Well, how about Robot Chicken?
And you guys thought we wouldn't have a press conference. Not my problem.
Oh yeah, the best part about the Wii U era was Nintendo trying so hard to get people to buy a Wii U that they went as far as to hire Robot Chicken to do clever stop-motion segments in their E3 2014 Direct, and then the Jim Henson Company in 2015.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!
Oh my god, they just acknowledged that they listen to their fans sometimes! I don't know about you guys, but I really miss when Nintendo Directs had this much charm and personality. Don't get me wrong, I like how current Directs go through headlines at a rapid-fire pace, but I still have yet to see a sketch as priceless as when Reggie was yelling at Bill to stop eating donuts.
Bill! 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 Bill!
I already went over the lineup of 2014 Wii U games, so I won't beat that horse anymore, but admittedly after the amazing year that was 2014, things really began to slow down. We were supposed to see the next Zelda and Star Fox games in 2015, but both of them were delayed to 2016. So the most I can remember of the Wii U's lineup that year was the amazing Splatoon, Super Mario Maker, Yoshi's Woolly World, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. I still thought 2014 was a much better year, but now that I think about it more, 2015 wasn't bad either. It's just the gaps between releases were. Man, I don't remember touching my Wii U that year before Splatoon came out, and even though I'm not good at creating levels, Super Mario Maker deserves an award for the best use of the Wii U gamepad ever. I honestly wish this game came out sooner in the Wii U's life, because as far as I'm concerned, this was the only game that gave the Wii U gamepad a purpose. Even creating stages on the Switch with Mario Maker 2 doesn't feel as good as it did on the Wii U. Aside from those games, the delays of Zelda and Star Fox put somewhat of a damper on 2015 for the Wii U, and it certainly didn't help that their E3 2015 showcase was just downright bad. Oh, now I remember, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival came out that year. I'm sorry, I tried to forget it. At least we got Mario Tennis Ultra Smash and Devil's Third though. Other than the Wii U's library of games that year, 2015 was just not a good year for Nintendo in general, as the then president Satoru Iwata passed away from cancer in July. The Nintendo and gaming community wept for this man who brought so much joy into the lives of others through his innovative ideas and frankly charming personality. He even took a pay cut when the company wasn't doing well. Simply put, we need more leaders like Satoru Iwata. Now, as for 2016, what happened? What I failed to mention earlier was that in 2015, Nintendo said they were working on new hardware called the NX, which would then be called the Nintendo Switch. And I believe at that point, Nintendo sort of gave up on the Wii U. Remember that Star Fox game I said got delayed? Yeah, it should have been delayed more, because oh boy, that was something. And then later that year, we got Paper Mario Color Splash, and oh boy, that was something. I think the best game I played on the Wii U that year was Twilight Princess HD. It didn't look nearly as beautiful as Wind Waker HD, but it was still a good time. Oh, what's that? Nintendo delayed Zelda again? At least I got to play it on the Wii U at E3 and then on the Switch in 2017. That's another thing I have to give credit to the Wii U era for. Reinventing Zelda. Breath of the Wild was made first for the Wii U, and it was decided mid-development to bring it to the Switch as well. It not only redefined Zelda, but open-world gaming as a whole. I could go on and on for hours about how great this game is, but I think I'll save that for another time. So while people look back on the Wii U era as one of the darkest times for Nintendo, I don't think of it that way. Don't get me wrong, they were rough times, no doubt, but when I think back on the Wii U era, I think of the great times that it brought me. Not just with the games on the system, but how Nintendo was as a company back then. Even though the Wii U didn't have much in terms of a third-party lineup, its first-party lineup was so good that Nintendo decided to port 90% of it to the Switch. It was the right mix of innovation and nostalgia that made Wii U owners like myself satisfied with our purchase. Hell, even today, I still use my Wii U for its Virtual Console, Wii backwards compatibility, and if I want to replay the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. Seriously, why are these games not on the Switch yet, Nintendo? I also haven't played the Wonderful 101 yet, but it's also only $30 at GameStop, so maybe I should? Whatever. In the end, I will always look back at the Wii U with fondness. I know that even today, when I turn on the system, I'm in for a great time. Let's also not forget what the Wii U really succeeded in. Being a $350 prototype for the Switch. Except one of these plays Twilight Princess HD, and I really need to use the bathroom. Huh. I was not expecting that to work. Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this new video here on my channel, FerrisWheelPro. I understand a lot of you probably came here from the Commonwealth realm, and if you, in case you didn't know, yes, I do have my own channel, and thank you for coming by and supporting me. In case you didn't know, I did just leave the channel, and I like to think of this video as the start of a new beginning for the channel, what I really want to bring to the table in terms of content. Yes, I'm still going to do reaction videos with Crystal just to fill the void, but I definitely want to make more videos like this one. So if you have any topics or video games you want me to cover, new or old, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. In the meantime, if you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to know when I come out with another video. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is Joey Ferris, this is FerrisWheelPro, and I'll see you on the next ride.